Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to our latest webcast that we're bringing you from Travel Weekly. And I have a newbie on today. SJ Walker is, of course, Sales Director at Virgin Voyages. It's your first time joining me, SJ, but it's absolute pleasure to have you here. How are you?
Oh, Lucy, it's a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you. I feel quite honoured. But of course, Shane is doing his thing over in Australia, which means there's a little scope to have a newbie here. But yeah, no, I'm really well. Thank you. Very, very
Oh,
busy.
we can have enough of Shane. I mean, we've had enough. Nice to see someone different. I don't mean that, Shane, in case you're watching. So, SJ, we brought you on because lots going on at Virgin Voyages, but the key thing, I think, which will excite our readers in the UK is the announcement of your return to Portsmouth for those fantastic sailings. So just tell us all about that decision and why you're coming back to the UK.
Oh, yeah, of course. So, yeah, of course, we're coming back to our roots where it all began. And we know that Virgin as a brand, of course, has rich roots in the UK and a big following. So we launched Scarlet Lady back in 2021 in August from Portsmouth. We then bought the Valiant Lady over last year. And again, we are incredibly excited now to be bringing our third ship back over to the UK and sailing from Portsmouth next year. So we've got a nice range of 3 to 6 night sailings. And of course, we're reacting to also the appetite that our sailors and of course our first mates have shown to us in wanting those sailings from Portsmouth.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about the itineraries? I know you mentioned 3 and 6 nights there, but give us a flavour of what people could choose.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are visiting places like Bruges from Zeebrugge. We've got overnights in Amsterdam, which I know are going to be really popular. We've got they're sailing from August next year, August the 23rd, right through to late September. So we are covering that August bank holiday as well. And nice departures. We've got a new port of call for us, La Verdon for Bilbao. For Bordeaux. So we're very excited about that one. People have shown a lot of flavour of interest, so very excited. But the fact that we're coming back to the UK, incredible demonstration of investment back to our UK partners and back to our UK sailors as well.
And what's the reaction been like from your first mates, your agent partners? Have they been pleased to see that you're coming back? Because it's been, you had some great support, didn't you, for those sailings this year?
We did. Well, we've been drip feeding announcement by announcement, little bits and bobs. And to be honest with you, our agent partners have been chomping at the bit, wanting assets, pricing grids on sale dates. But we are so pleased that we finally have all of the tools available for all of our agents to be able to make this a real success. We're on sale today. So we're on sale now. So our agents, I know I've seen all these emails popping through like made bookings. So we're thinking it's going to be a very, very busy day for us and a busy few weeks. But of course, we've got an incredible campaign as well alongside our new voyages in that we're offering free bar tab. So not only all the usual inclusions, which I'm sure we'll come on to, but the fact we've got the bar tab on these new sailings as well. It's just that richer value overall.
Absolutely. Well, look, you've teed it up quite nicely because I was going to ask you to perhaps describe as succinctly as you can, because I know there's lots to talk about, but what sets Virgin Voyages apart from other cruise lines, particularly because there are quite a few sailing from the UK. So ex-UK sailings we know are popular. So why should an agent sell Virgin Voyages? Who should they be targeting? What makes what are your USPs?
Yeah, great question. So Virgin Voyages, we are a casually luxurious adult-only cruise experience. So when we say adult-only, we need our sailors are 18 plus. But what that means is that we can really curate an adult-only experience on board with maturer menus, sophisticated shore things, a festival-like lineup for our entertainment. But just to pull out a couple of those and just delve into a little bit more detail there, when we talk about the dining, we've got a fresh take on our dining. So we don't have buffets or main dining restaurants or formal nights. Instead, we have 20 plus eateries where we make our food all freshly made to order. We've got 6 signature dining venues on board, which in the industry would be known as specialty eateries, but they're all included. What I love about these 6 signature restaurants that we have on board is they're all run like independent eateries. So imagine yourself up in the big cities and you've got all the choice of all the different restaurants. Our 6 signature eateries are all run like independent eateries. So they've got their own galleys, their own head waiter. They are run as independent. So although you've got that Virgin premium standard all the way through, you've got a very different look, feel, experience within each of them. And what's more, of course, is that they're all included.
Well, I was going to ask you, because you said, didn't you, that you were able to come on to the inclusion. So they're included in the price. What else is included in a Virgin Voyage?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, all of our dining is included. No extra dining charges for specialty eateries. Our Wi-Fi is included. So as we know, Wi-Fi these days, I'm sure you agree, Lucy, is as important as water. We need to make sure that our sailors are connected.
I mean, it's bad that we say that, isn't it? But it's
Yeah.
true. We have to stay connected. I wouldn't be without it. So that's really good.
Yeah. Exactly. So we haven't got to think about, these Wi-Fi packages or, any nasty bills kind of coming to you at the end of the voyage. Wi-Fi is all included as standard. All of our basic bevies or essential drinks are included. So teas, coffees, still and sparkling water, sodas, that's all included. So again, versus other cruise lines or the industry standard where you'd pay for like an essentials beverage package, that's all included as standard.
Okay.
One of my favourite inclusions are the group fitness classes. So we have like over 80 different fitness classes on board that are all included, and you can just get on board, book them on the app, anything from sunrise yoga to spin and HIIT, and there's a really fun VHS 80s workout, which is just a really good giggle, and that's included as well.
Sounds like my kind of workout.
Yeah, it's so much fun. You're having a really good giggle whilst you're getting a sweat on. So it's a really nice balance. But yeah, in terms of value, I think like our proposition is very, very strong.
Okay.
Also, generally speaking now, our most recent campaigns and moving forward tend to include our bar tab. So the only thing really that our sailors tend to pay extra for would be alcoholic drinks or specialty coffees. But of course, when you've got a bar tab thrown in, so anything on a 7-night voyage would have $600 bar tab. And the bar tab means
that's what you were just referring to, that's available now. And how long is that available for, SJ? They've got to book by a certain time to qualify for that bar tab on those sailings for next year.
At the moment, it's up until the 28th of September, but I'm an inside scoop. I'm pretty sure that's going to be extended. So because it's just worked out, it's so popular. Our agents are feeding back that our consumers absolutely love the fact that they've got a token towards their alcoholic drinks. We're not all inclusive, and we don't want to be all inclusive. We pride ourselves on carefully crafted cocktails, really fantastic service behind the bar, giving our sailors the flexibility to order whatever drinks that they want, as opposed to kind of more of a segmented list. And then that just all comes out from the bar tab. So the fact that that's included in the campaign has been really strong for us. So I hope to continue that.
I'm sure you will. I wanted to talk to you about agents getting on board and experience all this stuff themselves, because of course you had this fantastic program this year, and then you announced at our event at the Agent Achievement Awards that anyone in the room could sail. And I wanted to ask what the take-up was like of that, and what the reaction has been, and have you seen it translating yet into sales? That's, I mean, the key thing. And by the way, I must say, two of my team went together on a sailing and just had the most amazing time, and sent me pictures every single day of Scarlet Night and all their trips and all the things they were doing. So it was a really generous offer from you. Thank you very much for doing it. But tell us what the business sort of result of that has been for you.
Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible. And I actually think it's the best thing that we possibly could have done. So the reason why we did that is because early on in the season, we had tested the water with getting some of our first mates on board and to experience the brand firsthand. And we saw a direct correlation between those first mates who had been on board and experienced the brand firsthand coming back and making those bookings and accelerating their volumes with us. Now, as it stands right now, I'm really pleased to be able to say that we've had over 25% of our registered first mates sail on board, either Valiant Lady or Resilient Lady, in the summer of 2023. So that's an incredible investment, again, in our first mate community, the fact that we have managed to get so many people on board. And absolutely, we are hoping that that trajectory continues in terms of you've been on board, you've experienced the brand, you love it, and then let's translate that to bookings. From a sailor point of view, we have tripled our retention rate from last year to this year. So we know that we're really proud of where our brand is and the experience that we're delivering. And when we know we've got our sailors on board, many of them are rebooking, the next voyage on board. And what we're finding is that when we've got our first mates on board, it's the same thing happening time and time again. So, that heavy lift is getting that first booking. Once they're on, we are going to deliver an epic experience and make sure we hook our sailors forever and get them.
And if they stay, then hopefully they go back and book through that agent that booked the first.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the other great thing as well is that those agents that have been on board, not only have they come back and accelerated their volumes in terms of business, many of them have said, Esther, I'm booking for myself next year. Like, I've loved the Med, I'm going to the Caribbean. And of course, you know, today we've just launched the ex-UK Voyages from Portsmouth. I think that we're going to have a lot of agent friends who will be joining us on some of those shorter sailings as well next year.
Now I don't, this is all very positive, and I don't want to be cynical about it, but somebody might, you know, given that you've given away so many sailings and you were just going, anyone can come on, and then you're saying you hope you continue that sort of offers into next year, one might think, well, how have they got so much capacity to give all this away? So just give me an idea, like, you know, how has trading gone? How are you booking? You know, are there, you know, certain things that perhaps didn't sell so well, so you've had that space to, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because obviously it's great that you've got the space to let agents on, but it does seem like you've, you know, like not every cruise line opens it up quite so widely. So tell us about that.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Lucy. So I think for us, I mean, yeah, I think most when we're launching a new cruise brand, that's you know, it's a big deal in itself. And the fact that now we've launched 3 new cruise ships,
yeah, quite close together. Yeah,
exactly. And the reality is that was never the plan. The plan was to launch, you know, 4 new cruise ships over a fair amount of time, allowing us to really build our database and build that level of retention. The reality is that we've launched Scarlet Lady in 2021, Valiant Lady in 22, and then Resilient Lady in 23. And whilst we're building our database, the database wasn't quite there to, you know, to fill all of the ships to the, you know, to the full level of capacity. So while there is you know, a margin of space there, let's use it, let's invest it, because we absolutely know that once our first mates have been on board, they're going to come back and book again. And I think when we look forward to next year, I don't think we'll be in the same position where we have that level of capacity.
Right, so agents should get on now if the offer's there.
Yeah, well, that's it. And to be honest with you, I think that we're pretty much done with any of our agent appreciation voyages. So we are done for the rest of the season pretty much, but really proud to be in the position to be able to invest our cabins with our first mate.
Well done. Yeah, it's a very good thing. And what has it done, you know, in terms of that? And I think people understand 3 ships in 3 years with a brand new brand is obviously a tall order, and it sounds like you've done really well. And then where you have had space, you've put it to really good use. But what has it done with pricing? What effect has it had on pricing? And also then, given what you're saying, that you don't think you'll have this space going forward, do we also think that prices might harden a little bit as well?
Yeah, again, I love that one, Lucy, because we do have a really firm pricing strategy where the earlier that our sailors book with us, the overall value will be the strongest. So we do, you know, we are supporting that early booking curve where we want our sailors to book as early as possible. It's absolutely not in our pricing strategy to reduce pricing at the last minute. And it's not in anybody's interest to do that either. So we want to protect our agents in terms of the commissions that they're earning, those earning opportunities, and also integrity to our sailors. So we would much rather look at other opportunities, you know, in terms of agent earning opportunities behind the scenes, or first investment, rather than pulling the prices lever. It's just not
adding value, but not actually.
Exactly. It's just not in the pricing strategy. So the message even now, so now we've got our 2024 campaign, and the new Voyages is get your sailors booked now. We will stand by our pricing integrity. The brand is absolutely worth the slightly higher price points because of the included value, and we will stand by that pricing integrity strategy.
So there's absolutely no risk in booking early, because you will get the best possible value by doing that, and not waiting. Okay, now you mentioned 4 ships coming, so there is Brilliant Lady, which is your 4th one, and sadly on Friday you had to announce that there was going to be a bit of a delay, which I think down to supply chain issues, which obviously have hit lots of cruise lines. I mean, it's I seem to be reporting a lot on cruise lines that have had to have a little bit of a delay. Just talk to us about that, because it's obviously always unfortunate, because you've got all sorts of plans in place and agents will have booked people on those first sailings, and obviously Brilliant Lady's delay has also knocked on to your other couple of ships. You've got some delay, you know, some cancellations you've announced on them as well. So just take us through that, you know, and how many UK agents have been affected, and what you're doing for the trade who have had people booked on some of those sailings that are now having to rearrange things.
Yeah, sure. No, that's fair. So I think, so obviously we're really disappointed with the delay of Brilliant Lady. We are equally excited that she is coming. It's just a little bit later on in the day as to what we expected. Sadly, that has had that knock-on effect in terms of cancelled voyages or displaced voyages where we've put, move ships around to kind of cover those areas of deployment. What it has allowed us to do is re-look at the whole stock and the whole deployment and review and really listen to sailor feedback about where they want the ships placed, which obviously gave us the opportunity to review and bring Resilient Lady back over to the UK. In terms of giving the trade some confidence, I'm really pleased to say that I think that we do have one of the strongest offers out there when it comes to displacements or cancellations. We will absolutely look after our first mate partner, so we will protect commission, we'll give bonus commission for any bookings that are moved over and saved. So our agents won't miss out at all. We've got some really generous sailor loot offers as well. So for our sailors who are impacted, we're giving them lots and lots of extra additional sailor loot. So that's the spending money that they have on board. And also we're allowing anybody that is impacted, they can literally move to any other Virgin Voyages sailing that they choose. So if they're on a shorter sailing, they want a longer sailing, they can move to absolutely any voyage that they like.
It doesn't have to be a like for like. They can switch
No, that's it. We've made it literally as easy for first mate and for sailors as possible. With that.
I was going to say, it's quite recent. You only made the announcement on Friday, but have you had some people already rebooking and rearranging? Has that been happening all weekend, I guess?
We have, yeah. It's been a very busy weekend, so we knew that we were going to have a little bit of friction over the weekend before everything new that went on sale today. However, what the great news is that pretty much everybody that's been impacted in the UK so far who have reached out to us have rebooked. So we're doing a great job in terms of retention. So lots of made that last.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the other thing announced on Friday was more investment, millions, more investment in the brand. So that's good. What do you think? Is that going to be spent on? Well, what is it going to be spent on? Is it more ships down the line, or is it sort of more stuff on board? What are you going to use that money for?
Well, I mean, to your point, we've literally never been in better shape as a business. So to have this cash injection is just incredible. And it's a real testament to how strong the brand is doing. We've obviously evolved massively since we launched in 21 on Scarlet Lady to the point that we're at now. And the fact that we've now got Aries that have come in as another investor and give us all this massive cash injection just means that we can accelerate as a business. We'll make sure that everything that we're doing as it stands now is refined as possible. We'll explore and expand into new destinations. And of course, we've got Brilliant Lady coming soon. We'll also make investments in our first mate partners and just enhancing their overall experience. But it's good news all round. It's confidence all round. The champagne was popped last week. And we're very excited for what the future looks like. But yeah, to have that level of cash investment is just absolutely incredible and quite the coup, I think.
Well, very good. It was good to read. And it came with a change at the top, of course, because Tom McAlpin, who we've interviewed many times, and he was there as the architect and brought the brand to life. He stepped aside to make way for Nirmal to take over as CEO. He's somebody else that I've had the pleasure of meeting. So he's been with the team, hasn't he, right from the outset, but he now takes the top job. So what will that mean for the business? I mean, he's your boss, so you're going to say it's great, but I mean, has he got a very different style to Tom? Should we expect a different kind of direction or vibe from having Nirmal at the top instead of Tom, or or business as usual?
I think it's going to be pretty much business as usual. Nirmal and Tom have worked very, very succinct from the very ground up. So Tom recruited Nirmal from Virgin Group. Nirmal has the insight of the Virgin Group ethos, has been instrumental in building the brand from the ground up. So the fact that he has been there from the moment that we were sketching a ship out on the paper to this point now it's just extra credibility all around, and so I don't see any change of direction, just more opportunity and more good things to come.
Brilliant. All right, well, we're hoping to get an interview with him at some point, and it'll be great to speak to him because it's exciting times, as you say. Before I let you leave, you want to tell me about your new campaign, Make Me a Millionaire. So tell us about that, and then we'll let you get back to doing all those great 2024 Portsmouth bookings.
Oh, perfect. And you know what, Lucy, to that point, I can see my phone pinging, new booking, new booking, new booking. So first mates, make sure that you're one of them, get those new bookings in. So yes, absolutely. So make me a millionaire. I was hoping I was going to say that right the first time, so I'm pleased that I did. But basically, it's a Virgin Voyages first, where we've partnered with Virgin Red to offer one of our first mates the opportunity to become a millionaire in bagging themselves 1 million Virgin Red points. And so any bookings that our first mates make between the 1st of September, so if you've made them, you can still register up until the end of October. They register their bookings. All the details are on our Facebook page, The Bridge. They can register their bookings and they'll go into that prize draw to win 1 million Virgin Red points.
And what can you get with 1 million Virgin Red points? What can you redeem them for?
That's incredible. So it's incredible. So the beauty of it is that whoever is the winner can literally choose their prize from any of the Virgin Red options. So anything from upper class flights, safaris, Greg's sausage rolls, lunch honours, Virgin Red experience. So I was like, how many Greg's sausage rolls could I
get with 1 million points?
Yeah, exactly. But you can go as basic or as lavish as what you want with a million points. It's incredible. The other thing that we're doing as part of that incentive is all of our sales team will be out on the road all through September and through October. They've got a million points across all of their scratch cards that they're going to be handing out to all of our first mates. So good luck to all of our first mates that get those scratch cards. Hopefully get scratching, get winning, and get your Virgin Red points.
Oh, it sounds brilliant. So much going on, SJ. I don't really know how you had the time to come on and chat to me this morning, frankly. But we wish you all the best with everything. Thank you for being so frank and honest as well about the cancellations. It's a difficult thing, but it sounds like you've handled it well. And we just wish you all the best for next year's program, which goes on sale today. Get booking. Keep SJ's phone red hot for today. That would be good. And thank you for coming, and we'll speak to you again very soon.
Oh, thanks so much, Lucy. Thanks, everyone.